Good morning. Thank you both for being here and choosing me as a mediator. I am Bilal Khan, I'm certified mediator. Before we start, I would like to know how both of you would like to be addressed as. Sir?
My name is Sarah Howie. You can call me Sarah. I am a young entrepreneur with his background of insurance industry, but right now a franchise holder of Golden Business.
Nice to meet you, Sarah. How would you be?
I'm Gregory Sten, and I'm working with the ADRODR company.
Okay, thanks for coming and thanks for showing your confidence on me. Well, before we start, let me convey a few ground rules for mediation. First of all, this mediation process is absolutely confidential. Anything said here stays here. Anything heard or said here remains confidential. Secondly, this process is non-binding. You can this cannot be enforced on you unless you agree upon the mediation agreement. Thirdly, this process is without prejudice. Any concession made here will not be used in further legal consideration. And fourthly, this process is voluntary. I mean, you have joined this process of your own accord, and you can leave at any time when you think that it doesn't work for you. Okay, before we start, I would like to know, do you have any mediation consent form or agreement to mediate?
Thank you, mediator. I am in person present before you, and I have already executed my consent form and submitted to you.
All right, I will check it out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I am in person. I am here, and I will.
All right. Well, just for clarification, my role as a mediator is just to facilitate this dispute resolution, just to facilitate the discussion, and I will help you in reaching some common grounds. I will not actively participate in your negotiation. I will not negotiate on any party's behalf. What I will be to facilitate the discussion. This is all about our this mediation process. Okay, now I will let both parties to convey their position statements, and if any party is conveying, please the other party should refrain from interrupting. I would like to call Mr. Gregory to please state your position statement.
I like to say Mr. Sarah to call off her lives, and there is no need to resolve that. And I thought that we have to resolve this issue in mediation process. So I bring her to come and resolve this issue.
All right, thanks, Gregory. What about you, Miss Sarah?
As regards my coming over here and my grievances, that with a background of insurance industry, I ventured to buy a franchise of Golden Pastries, but we have stuck into a dispute on the profit projections presented by Gregory.
All right. Well, thank you both for your willingness to resolve this matter amicably, and thank you again for trusting on me. Are there any questions before we begin?
No.
All right. Okay, so we have taken your position statement. Now I will take the private session with each of you, and is there any question that is there any? All right. Now I would like Mr. Abid to excuse us for a few minutes.
Sure.
In the meanwhile, you can enjoy some coffee or tea.
Sure.
We will call you back shortly.
Thank you very much.
Well, Miss Sarah, how are you been doing?
I was doing well until recent, but now I am in a jeopardy.
Yeah, I can see you are upset.
Yes, I am upset that the projection and estimations of profits as presented by Gregory of Golden Pastries did not turn out to be correct. So I'm in a great jeopardy.
How do you find Gregory as a person?
Gregory as a person presented himself very ambitious, very enterprising and persuasive, because I was already on the lookout for a small startup business,
All right.
having amassed 50,000 pounds from insurance industry. So I attended a promotion conference organized by Golden Pastries, where Gregory was very persuasive, and there were so many other people as well, and he was very convincing. He made very enticing projections as to profits, that if we buy a franchise, we expect profit of 1.10 pound on each cake piece
Oh,
and
that's huge.
1.50 pounds on each pastry. So when I framed my feasibility, though initially I had to face a loss of 40,000 in first year, 20,000 in year 2, but in 5 years' time I was expected to fetch annual profit of 60,000 if we follow the projections of
Gregory.
Gregory. But unfortunately, just after 2 weeks, it revealed to me that the demand for pastries, golden pastries, is only if they are heated and warm. Customers do not accept lukewarm or cold pastries. But in case pastries are heated, then the vendor is liable to value added tax VAT up to 20% on his sale. Now it was a staggering amount, because
Yeah, it was.
it really frustrated entire projections or calculations for next 5
Yeah,
years.
I can see you are
prepared by
disturbed.
me.
I can see you are disturbed by that. Miss Sarah, can you please walk me through your decision making while purchasing this very franchise? I mean, what was peculiar in this franchise that you couldn't find in any else? Or before that, I would really like to know how this idea came in your mind of starting a business of confectionery.
Okay. I have already indicated, but I repeat that I was already on the lookout of a small business to start up, as a startup small business.
Okay.
And meanwhile, I was attending different promotion conferences on different businesses. So when I learned and noticed the conference which was being arranged by Golden Pastries to be conducted by Gregory, so it was that conference that was the first, you can say, the event which persuaded me, and he was very persuasive, very optimistic about its future, very pushing, and the figures which he presented to the audience were very enticing
All
and
right.
attractive.
Miss Sarah, what were the factors actually that convinced you to invest in this very franchise,
First of
the
all,
Golden Pastries?
yes, 2 factors, rather 3 factors persuaded me to buy a franchise of Golden Pastries. One, that though I was short of funds, I had amassed only 50,000, but the gap could be covered up with a low interest loan, bank loan. So number 1, that I could do it. Number 2, I was already looking for being an entrepreneur, looking for a small business, and I thought that I am very much capable for such business. And third, the persuasions and projections of Gregory. These 3 factors finally convinced me.
Okay.
to go for this option.
Mr. Miss Sarah, the first two factors, like you just stated, the persuasiveness and your being willingness to become an entrepreneur, those could be applied to any franchise in the market. Why this specific golden pastries? I mean, you have mentioned their projections that was very catching, they were very attractive. Is there any other reason?
No, I had already attended two, 3 promotion conferences.
All right.
But those startup businesses involved higher level of investment, which I could not manage. This was manageable, so financial viability was the major, because it is a tiny, small business which could be handled very easily. So that was the primary reason.
Oh,
that
that's
made
impressive.
me
That's impressive. Okay, how would you find this reason currently? Is it still present there? The manageability.
I was very enthusiastic, and I have for a couple of weeks I have been working putting in all my efforts, sweat and blood. But unfortunately, the revelation of 20% VAT, which came as a shock, a bolt from the blue, which has frustrated entire my calculations and financial planning for future. So that is the case.
Okay, that I can understand. You are disturbed with that. Miss Sarah, could you please share your long-term business goals and this very dispute, the impact of this very dispute on your business corporate vision?
Look, I have already told you that I have already managed this small business with the help of a small interest bank loan. My savings of 50,000 pounds were not sufficient. So my future financial plan and projections depend upon timely payments, paying payments to bank. But if 20% value added tax, which was never apprised by the Gregory and which was never mentioned in the franchise pack I means the bundle of papers which
Alright.
contained entire term and conditions for franchises. So I had made my business plan excluding VAT, which was never on my radar. So when just 2-3 weeks back it has dawned upon me, so I am the most upset person, and I may not be able to pay back my payments on time to the bank.
All right. Well, Sarah, do you have any alternate business, or have you invested in past in any other business or corporate sector?
That is yet another maybe cause for not being able to discern this VAT, because it was their responsibility. Because usually the companies who sell out franchises, they not only arrange trainings, they assist in business planning, and they also assist in investment guidance. They also provide initial investment guidance. So it was primarily their duty. But now at this juncture, to wriggle out of this franchise and to go for a fresh one is almost impossible, because my previous experience was only of insurance industry. I had never been into food business before. What to talk of any franchisee? I had never. So I am a newcomer.
So, all right. As you mentioned that you earlier had the insurance investment in the insurance industry, were there any presumed value-added taxes in that industry?
No, in insurance industry, uh, uh, there was no role of value addition, because value addition is obviously when some raw food or material is processed, say made pastries, cakes, kind of things, and then. But in insurance industry, there is nothing which is value addition. That was absolutely different. That the main contractors were the insurance company and the clients, and we were like Gregory would only convince the people to buy future insurance plan for the good of their old age, for their families if something mishap occurs. So that was absolutely a different ball game. That is what I'm saying, that I have never been into any business of this kind.
All right, got you. Okay, forget about the value-added tax. Was there any other duty or tax that was supposed to be presumed by the investor in that in insurance industry?
In insurance contracts, obviously the interest comes into play only when one person completes the policy during his lifetime and he has some financial gain. Then that gain would be liable to, because that is a gain, tangible gain, that would be liable to some tax. But if unfortunately he passes away, then there was absolutely no tax.
All
so
right.
that was a different, and that tax, if he policy matures during his lifetime, occurs say after 20-25 years. So no parallel can be drawn with this, wherein you are subjected to VAT. I have learned just couple of days before on daily basis, on daily sale.
All right. Good to know that you are augmenting your knowledge despite these drastic situations. Okay, Miss Sarah, as you mentioned that it was the back of papers in which
Which did not mention any clause.
All right, the VAT wasn't reflected in that.
Rather, they do not contain the word VAT
All right.
in any sense.
Fine. So, was this back of papers the only thing that you relied on, or had you any other reason to believe, the reasonable cause to believe that there will be no VAT on this?
There were only two sources which made me to enter into this business by buying a franchise. Number one, the declarations and submissions of Gregory, whatever he uttered in the conference, and when at the end of conference, some of us stayed over there, and he had an individual meeting. So all submissions made by him, and even thereafter we had 2-3 meetings. And number two is those papers, franchise pack. These were two major sources of my understanding the terms and conditions of this business.
All right, Miss Sarah, before we wrap this session up, I would like to summarize the points that we have discussed. There were actually two declarations that have enticed you to invest in this very franchise. First, it was the declaration and submissions of those
Gregory.
Those packs, and then the statement of Gregory that enticed you.
Yes, correct.
And secondly, the factors that enticed you to invest in this group were that you already were willing to invest in some small time business, and this confectionery idea and their terms which were reflected on their paper pack actually attracted you. So, Miss Sarah, is there anything left that you want me to know?
If you give me some time to relax,
Yeah.
I will make more.
Yeah, sure. Please. In the meanwhile, you can go and enjoy some coffee.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Because I have become tense while making my submissions.
Yeah,
And when one is tense, he certainly forgets something.
Yeah, I can understand. Okay.
So you will forgive
So
me.
please,
You will
please.
forgive me this human folly that I am feeling tense. I have
Ah.
no control on my emotions.
All
All
right.
my future dreams have shattered. Thank
Okay,
you.
okay. Before you leave,
Thank
let
you.
me just remind
Thank
you
you.
this,
Thank
this
you.
this whole conversation is
Thank you.
absolutely
Thank you.
confidential, and there will be no breach of confidence in
I'm
this whole
obliged.
interview.
I'm obliged.
Thank you. Thank you. Please come, Mr. Gregory.
Thank you.
Please take a seat.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing, Mr. Gregory?
I'm fine. I take a tea. It's very good.
Okay, you enjoyed the day. Well, that's great. That's very good. Okay, Mr. Gregory. What are you currently doing?
I'm doing a job in Golden Pastries.
In the Golden Pastry.
Company.
Okay. So you are designated as the regional sales manager in this. Okay. How do you find this experience?
It was good. I think I spent too much time in this company and I enjoyed a lot with the other employees and CEOs.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So what is basically the significance of these golden pastries? What is golden pastry famous for? I mean, it is famous for the golden pastries.
Yeah,
and
it's
the
golden
pastries and the cakes.
yes, this is famous for the pastries and it's very famous in the area because I think its annually income is in billion, not in million.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, it's very.
So how many franchises are there currently?
I think 30, 40 franchises.
All right.
Yes.
So your Eli Miss Sarah is one of those franchise holders.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. How do you find Sarah as a person?
Sarah is one of famous franchises and has encountered.
All right. Please take it easy. Okay, Mr. Gregory, could you please explain how these value-added tax considerations are typically handled
Yeah,
to other franchises?
I will little bit explain my case. What was the main?
Yeah, please, sure.
issues
Go.
of the-
Hold on.
Yeah.
Please go on.
Yeah. Thank you. And the Sarah, one of our franchises has encountered problems related to the value-added tax where we are so unheated products.
Okay.
Specifically pastries. During her franchise training and the documentations provided to her in the VAT requirement for heated products was not meant clear.
Okay.
So as a result, Sarah was unaware that she needed to account for value-added tax in her pricing model for these items, and the key issue is that VAT must be applied to certain hard food items under UK tax laws. But Sarah has been observing this cost without passing it on the customers. To resolve this, she proposed rising price for customers and specifically unheated pastries to cover the beer.
Okay.
But her proposal was rejected.
Okay, what do you think would be the reasons that this value-added tax was not present in the papers that you have provided to Sarah?
I think for other franchises, the value-added tax is typically factored into the pricing model of products, meaning franchisees must be ensured that value-added tax is paid, especially unheated products like pastries, etc. However, the oversight in Sarah's case, where value-added tax was not clearly mentioned during her training or in the documentation provided, seems to be an anomaly.
Okay.
Sure, and these issues hasn't been common, but it appears that Sarah paperwork missed these three details.
Okay, what I got to know from your statement, it is that those heated products that the value-added tax are imposed on,
Yeah.
it was according to your statement, it was Sarah's negligence that she didn't ask for, or it was not presumed by Sarah. Okay, Mr. Gregory, do you have multiple franchises? Is this value-added tax uniformly applied to all the franchises? And if yes, were those franchises told explicitly, or those were also supposed to presume this value-added tax?
Yeah, we applied this. We have made a condition, made the proper company rules and regulations, and we applied for all, not just for me. I said that we applied for Sarah. So we have made a proper say the proper conditions for that. So
All right.
this was not addressed during. That's the main thing.
Okay, what you want to say that you expect the franchise holder or the investor to show some vigilance and presume the value-added tax as it is the one of the source of national exchequer. That's what you want to say, Mr. Gregory. Okay, Mr. Gregory, could you please clarify the reason behind rejecting Sarah's proposal to charge customers extra for the heated products?
Yeah, I clarify that Sarah proposal to charge customers extra for heating pastries was rejected. So, because the company under significant pressure from franchisees regarding the value-added tax, so it cannot allow product prices to be altered.
And why is that? Why the company doesn't want its product prices to be altered?
I think I told you that the management had already prepared the proper rules and regulations for this. So we regulate this company. Why the company has become successful? That's why the main thing that we have make a proper rules for the companies, and we apply to everyone, not just to. I said that we are applying to Sarah.
So it is a rule which is uniformly applied to each of the
and it's a
franchise.
government rules that value taxes must
Okay,
be paid.
yeah, it is. So,
So
was
we-
there any other dispute besides this Sarah's dispute?
Yes.
Was there any other dispute besides this Sarah's franchise dispute that any other person just came and
No.
claimed?
I think
It was first the first dispute.
Yeah, it was the first dispute that our company faces. And one thing I have to add, the managing director Gemma has made it clear that the company must maintain the consistent pricing even with value-added taxes factored in to set an example for other franchisees.
Okay, so
That's my point. That we have the managing director told that if we cannot apply on that, then the other customer will also raise this issue, so that will become a rule for everyone.
Okay, so you were managing director, Mr. Gamma,
Yeah.
while he was making this decision that there will be consistent pricing
Yeah.
uniformly applied to each of the franchisor or investor, as the case may be. Was thus that decision being challenged by any of the franchisees?
No, no challenges.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Gregory, how do you see your future, the corporate future with Miss Sarah? Miss Sarah.
I think she's a good personality. Why we come here to mediation center, because we thought that Sarah is a very good personality, and I told her that don't go to the court or any
Okay.
please cut off your liars. I think she contact liars to bring the case to the court, but we are not in favor of this. We want to mediate this case in mediation center through mediation center. So we thought that we have to continue this with Sarah.
Okay.
But just to follow, so just we already I already asked Sarah that kindly follow rules and conditions of the company so that we can we are why here too much in success, because we follow the rule and condition of the company. So that's
Okay.
if when the issue resolved here, we will continue this business with her, and also we will give some more extra.
Okay, I appreciate the fact that
Yes.
you want to resolve your dispute amicably,
Yeah.
and I will try my best to help you both find some common grounds, and I again appreciate the fact that you want to preserve this relationship. So,
Yes.
as I got from this session, I would like to summarize. As you suggested that there was tax on heated products, and this is from National Exchequer. This is not from your company
Yeah.
solely. And again, this was as per your pricing criteria is considered. Your managing director,
Yeah.
Mr. Gamma decided for the consistent pricing.
Yeah.
So let me remind you, Mr. Gregory, anything said here is absolutely confidential. What's said here stays here.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you would like me to know?
No, I think it's enough. That's my point.
Okay, okay.
So
Thank you for being
we
so
are trying
open.
to resolve this issue in here in mediators.
Yeah, that completely depends
Yeah.
upon your
Thank
being
you.
so cooperative.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. Gregory, once again, thank you for being so open and your willingness to resolve this matter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I will call you shortly. In the meanwhile, you can go and enjoy some tea or whatever you want to get refreshed. Have some fun. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Miss Sarah. Thanks for waiting so patiently.
Thank you.
Okay. Have you enjoyed some tea or coffee?
I really appreciate
Okay.
the overall environment and the aunt's
Thank
courtesy
you.
and care, everything.
Thank you. Okay, Miss Sarah. In this session, again, let me remind you that everything said here stays here. This is absolutely confidential communication.
Thank you very
And
much.
I will ensure the confidentiality unless you ask me to convey something to you or lie. In previous session, we have discussed few points. Let me summarize for your kind reminder. You just reminded that you just declared that because of this value-added tax that you were supposed to be presumed by your franchise lender, that this 20% value-added tax has deeply declined the profit, the monthly profit, by 3,000 pounds, and this was the declaration and submission of those paper facts that has enticed you to go for that call.
Sure.
And again, it was a Gregory statement, and as you mentioned that nothing was mentioned, nothing concerning this value-added tax was ever mentioned in the training and the conferences that you have attended for the golden pastries. So, Miss Sarah, how do you see your future with these golden pastries? Okay, let me just ask, is there anything left that you want me to know in our prior session?
Okay. I want to emphasize 2-3 facts.
Please, go ahead.
One, that the figures which convinced me to enter into this business were, frankly speaking, misleading. Gregory categorically declared in conference and duly corroborated with that franchise pack that profit, I will emphasizing the word profit, on each pastry shall be 1.5 pounds. Now profit, dear mediator, you can check Black Law's dictionary. Profit is always, the net profit is that amount.
Sir,
Which
with due
is-
respect, I would request you not to stick on the laws. Laws will not gonna help you in this whole mediation process. I would appreciate if you stick to the facts of the case. If this 20% was,
I will
I beg
just-
your pardon if I'm getting some.
Sorry, I would just finish this point
Okay, please.
saying that profit, that is why I was thinking, preparing for adjudication. My solicitors were already preparing for
I see.
because 3,000 per month loss is not bearable, absolutely not bearable.
Okay.
The profit calculations coming down, slashing of 3,000 per month is unconceivable. Not able to continue with this business. Though, as you asked me, I want to continue with this business because it is my first entrepreneurship of life. If I do not continue, if I fail into it, then because I am a born entrepreneur, though incidentally I had to initially to make some savings, I had to join insurance industry, but I was a born entrepreneur and this is my first ever venture. So I would never like that disappointment, shadows of disappointment and despair cast upon the spirit of entrepreneurship, it will shape away my entrepreneurship style.
Okay.
I want to continue, provided they stick to their declarations, coupled with the written declarations contained in franchise pack that 1.5 pound per pastry would be my net profit, and net profit is always after deduction of the cost, the operation expenditures as well as taxes. So I believe and rightly believe that any tax or a value added tax is not added into it at least.
Okay, Mr. Ms. Sara, so I beg your pardon. I appreciate the fact that you want to continue the business with golden pastries, and I also appreciate the fact that your zeal and enthusiasm in this industry, this food industry. However, due to any uncertain reasons, due to any tragic and unfortunate cause, your deal is fail. Your deal fails with golden pastries, and if you somehow opt to resort to alternate franchise, don't you think that there will be also value added tax put on those items if you are looking for the sale of heated items?
Pardon, what do you mean?
If you're looking for to switch your franchise and resort to some other franchise with offering same products, the heated products, don't you think that the value added tax will also be imposed on those products and those franchises?
So far, I have not started considering some other business or even a business of same kind with a different franchise company, not at all. But obviously, if for the sake of argument, I would, I will have or I will be pushed to such circumstances that I will have to go for some new one. Obviously, then I will give due consideration to the VAT aspect as well. Will make it clear.
Okay.
And I might not, then I might not opt for same kind. The question is not enforcement of VAT or not. The question is financial viability. This franchise, since it was viable, that I'm reminding you once again, the primary factor was that it was viable with 50,000 pounds my savings, though supported with a low interest bank loan as well.
Okay.
But if next business I cannot make up, obviously it will not be my choice.
Well, Mr. Gregory, as I got to know that you don't have any other options in your mind yet, but if you think you are of the way that this value added tax will be applied on any heated product of the same nature. Ms. Sarah, what is your pricing criteria in your franchise? I mean, do you price uniformly to every customer, or there is some compartmentalization in customers?
Look, I should explain that I cannot make figure fudging that I sell 10 pastries and I may show 7 pastries, sale of 7 pastries to make up the difference of 1.50 and 1.10, the VAT factor.
Yeah,
I have to, because otherwise, FBR is ruthless with customers, so I cannot do. But if I do it fairly, I do not resort to figure fudging, then obviously the drastic reduction in profit, which ultimately comes to 3,000 pounds per month, is a staggering amount and making me unable to pay back the loan to bank. So that is why.
Sir, what I meant to say is it possible for you, or are you sure that any person in this world would compromise on someone who has not presumed the value-added tax? If the person or the company that he has invested in will be able to have separate pricing criteria for that person?
I am ready. That is why I am here. Otherwise, I have a very, very strong case, because my solicitor and lawyer told me that court goes only with the written agreement, which was the franchise pact, which was signed by both of us, and which does not contain VAT, and which ensures profit of each pastry to the tune of 1.50 per pastry. So there is only option which can, and secondly, at the same time, I want to continue, I'm very enthusiastic. Now, how to reconcile both things? That to make for me a viable business and to continue in it, obviously the only option is that the golden pastries must stick to their written declarations of that franchise pack, ensuring my profit 1.5 per pastry. Initially, particularly for only for 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years.
Okay.
Thereafter, I am expected to earn a profit of 60,000 pounds per annum. Then by that time I will be economically strong enough. Okay, then I will not demand the adjustment of VAT amount by the golden pastries. Once, because in 5 years' time I will be able to take off.
Should I consider it as an offer?
Yes, you can consider it as an offer.
Okay.
Then
And let me remind you, this is absolutely confidential. I'm not gonna convey to you unless you explicitly allow me to.
I want to add that if they, because I'm young,
Yes.
I'm a young
You
girl,
are- yeah, you
and
are.
this is my first franchise. They should not lose me, because I have a vast experience of insurance industries and vast connection. I can bring a lot of business for them, and I can in addition, I can do their promotion work free of cost.
All right. Miss Sarah, are you aware of the financial and emotional pressure that, as you mentioned, that you have talked with your solicitors and lawyers? Are you aware of the financial and emotional trauma that you are supposed to be going through when you resort to litigation, and of course the time it will take and the finance it will consume? Are you aware of that?
I have
And
been,
in addition, the fact that
Yes,
you are
yes.
you are this process is absolutely voluntary, and you have an active participation.
I have been sufficiently apprised by my solicitor about the possible pressures, cost factor, time factor, and my and impact on my health and psychology. I have been apprised everything. But since he says that at the end of the day you have a strong case, obviously I will have to bear the cost. But since he says he's so sure that he has agreed with me that since the case is very strong, so he can defer the charging of fee, which he will charge me a bit higher when I am successful and I receive the damages. So that is why I will have to, if but still it will be obviously time consuming and always diversion of my mind to that. Though I have a strong case, though I have no immediate liability of fee. You know, in UK, if you have a strong case, our solicitors, they agree, okay, this is the case, wherein I can put in my money, you do not pay, but at the end of fee, I will charge you my fee and in addition 10% extra. I have agreed. I have agreed.
Okay.
But still, the cost of the mental cost, the engagement cost, the shuttling cost will be still there.
Well, Miss Sarah, I must say that as I got to know that you are aware of the rigorous process of litigation.
I'm very much
Okay,
rigorous.
okay. We will try our best.
Thank you, thank you.
I will try my best to help you find some common grounds, and
Thank you.
it's upon you, and your cooperation will mean a lot. Okay, who will be the first person that you will call if this matter successfully gets resolved?
I will call my boyfriend with whom I am in love,
Okay.
and I had already planned that.
You must be a very lucky boy.
Yes, very is my chum, my friend, and my
Okay.
life.
Alright.
And we were university class fellows.
Wish you all the best.
Yes,
Both of you.
and we want to marry after 2 years' time. He's
Okay.
also struggling in some is some other business
I wish
because
I
he
wish
did
him recovery,
business
yeah.
management, and he's also struggling in this. He's still doing a job as I was doing a job in insurance. And after 2 times, and I want sufficient money with me if golden pastries do not accommodate me, my marriage plan might be frustrated.
Well,
We the lovers,
I can
we the
understand.
lovers may be in doldrums, and there would be a total disaster. So this is a question of humanity as well.
I see you are disturbed with that, Miss Sarah, and I wish both of you the financial recovery. Okay, let me remind this whole conversation was absolutely
Thank you.
confidential.
Thank you.
And before you leave, I will encourage you to sit in the lawn or wherever
Thank
way you are and think about some potential resolutions. Like what could be the possible way out that could, and it is all because so that we can perform the focused discussion. So when you come back, please come with some potential.
I frankly tell you, mediator, since I have developed trust in you, your personality is so
Thanks for your
trustworthy. I can't tell you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I tell you that I have already lost my parents. In this world, only Jimmy, my friend, my fiance, he is my future, my life, my husband, my partner, everything. So, if you allow me while sitting outside, I will make a call to him
Please go
and
ahead.
take guidance from him.
Go ahead.
Thank you,
Please.
thank
I will
you.
strongly encourage
Thank
that.
you, thank you.
Okay, I will
Thank
call
you.
you back shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Gregory, please take a seat. How are you doing, Mr. Gregory?
It was good. I take a cup of tea.
Okay.
It was very fantastic.
Okay, thanks for waiting so patiently. I appreciate that your willingness to this dispute resolution.
Yeah.
Okay, let me remind you, this whole process is absolutely confidential, and anything said here stays here unless you explicitly ask me to convey to your LI. So in our previous session, let me remind you a few points that I have discussed with you. You just admitted the fact that this value-added tax was not mentioned in your papers. The paper pack that you handed over to Ms. Sarah while transaction of this franchise, and this value-added tax, and obviously on the heated products, not all the products. And you mentioned your managing director who has constituted some rules and regulations, and based on which you oppose Ms. Sarah's demand of having a unique or peculiar pricing criteria as per the document constituted by your managing director. The policy made therein suggests the consistent pricing criteria. So is there anything left that you want me to convey?
Yeah, that's good. But I
Yeah.
have to
Please go ahead.
Case.
Go ahead.
Mr. Sarah, Miss Sarah, a franchisee of Chef Marcos Pizzeria, encountered a significant issue related to value-added tax compliances, specifically concerning the sale of heated pastries. Under UK tax law, the heated products like pastries are subject to value-added tax. This is must because that's why the main thing that the value has started, because we already told you that the value-added tax is the not just for conditions. It's it must in the UK tax laws. So, however, Sarah was not made aware of this during her initial franchise training or through the provided documentation. So, as a result, she did not account for value-added tax in the pricing. And the one thing more I have to give you that the value-added tax issue across value-added tax arose due to an oversight during Sarah's franchise training and incomplete documentation, okay, which failed to adequately address value-added obligation on heated products.
So
Due to lack of documentation.
Okay, so what I got is that it was the incomplete documentation by Miss Sarah,
Yeah.
due to which the value-added tax was imposed,
Yeah.
and as suggested that you admit the fact that you haven't mentioned this figure in any of your documents. I appreciate the fact that you are admissive of these facts. Okay, Mr.
Last week, this I told you earlier that this is the UK law.
Okay. Yes. The law is supposed to be reviewed as you suggest. Okay.
So that's value-added tax issue across due to the oversight during Sarah's franchise training and incomplete documentation.
Okay. How do you see your future business relationship with Miss Sarah?
Yeah, I think the relationship with Sarah with our company is very good in past relationships. So I don't know that it will affect, it will not result. I think Sarah will understand the things that value-added tax is the governmental issues that I think he will cut our points and we will resolve this issue and we can continue the
I
business.
appreciate the fact that you are so willing
Yeah,
and
we are
open to
trying
resolve.
to resolve this issue because in business, when the issue created, everyone looking toward this thing.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
why this issue created.
I got to admit that.
Why there's
I got to admit that.
Yeah.
I can't agree more. I appreciate your willingness and openness to resolve this matter amicably, and that is you that will matter in the resolution of dispute. With the cooperation of you, I will just facilitate the discussion. I will make sure that I will try my best in that facilitation. Okay, Mr. Gregory, what do you think that if you other franchises hear about this dispute, how would they react? And what are the case with the potential business investors?
I think I told you that it will impact our business if the case if the case did not resolve, because when these people said that if we give the air to the balloon, so when balloon full and we again give the air, so that we will blast. So that's the issue, that if the issue is we cannot resolve it, so it will impact our business in future.
That's a humorous metaphor
Yeah.
that you just
Yes,
mentioned.
so that will impact. So we are trying that we can resolve this issue here, not to disclose
Okay.
further, because if we if the case go to case, go to court, so it will be impact our business in mind, in our point of view. So As in last night we have we have meetings regarding this issue, and all the directors and employees of the companies joined these meetings, and we have discussed this issue that how we have to resolve this issue, because we did not want to impact this issue or business.
Well, I see you are willing to resolve this issue as you earlier mentioned as well. Okay, who will be the first you will call if this issue somehow gets to be resolved?
I think we will call Sarah's, of course, yeah.
Okay, you will call her and congratulate her.
Our staff and already our partners are mentally, this issue are mentally disturbs us.
Okay.
So I think if the issue is resolved, we will call Sarah.
It will be just for the sake of preservation of relationship with Sarah. You want the business relationship to be preserved.
Yeah.
Okay. That's very sweet of
We
you.
want to continue this business with her also. She is a very good person, but I think we did not take the points.
Okay, I appreciate that you acknowledge that everyone wants to act in their business, in the best of their business interest.
Yeah.
And what your Eli got was, according to your statement, she was misled by the incomplete documents
Yes.
during the conference or training. Okay, what do you ordinarily convey in the training and conferences? What is the area of discussion in your trainings and the conferences?
I think we are working on in our company conferences or what?
In the conferences that Miss Sarah appeared, and it was those conferences that she actually decided to invest in your business.
Yeah.
What is the area of discussion of those conferences?
We explore our business, and we have told, and we give the offers to the franchises when we bring new franchises, and also when we started the business before, when the company is old, our CEO he give the offers to the franchises that are 50% discounts at everything. For I think for more than 1 month or two, so the people come, and when they give a another and also.
Okay.
So that's
Although when they are willing to invest in your
yeah,
firm,
investment
that-
so we have removed the discounts offers, and we have started the business, and it's not going
it's
too much
well,
perfect. And,
appreciate that.
And Sarah come, I think, in the one of our conference. Sarah was over there in the conference, and the delegation from UAE and also from America were come there. And also from Pakistan, so from India, most of delegation were come.
Okay, sorry to cut you off. When these trainings and conferences were taking place, I'm not talking about this one, which indulged Miss Sarah. Earlier to this or prior to this, were the term value-added tax ever mentioned in those conferences or trainings?
Yeah, we have already mentioned, but I think maybe in this conference we have mentioned, but I think they had misunderstanding.
Okay.
We have already for value for taxes, we have a department to pay the taxes. Also, we have a legal team in our company. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Gregory, as you suggest that you want good business relationship and preserve the relationship with Sarah, and to summarize the fact that we have, it was her incomplete documentation that misled her, and it was this fact that she was unable to presume the fact of imposing value-added tax, and you again mentioned that it is our laws that are supposed to be presumed. Mr. Gregory, I would remind you that this whole conversation is confidential. Anything said here is stays here. And well, as we wrap up this discussion, this session, I would like you to remind to go back, have some fresh air, and come up with some potential resolution. This is your homework actually, and these are actually in order to enable us having a focused discussion. So when you come back, please come with some potential resolution that are in your mind, as you have briefed me in the case very well, and you have.
Let me
Is
discuss
there
it.
anything else that you want?
No,
to
I
know
think
in this discussion?
also I will discuss these issues with once again with our partners.
Yeah, please go ahead. You are free to.
And,
You are free to.
I will offer some give some offers to settle this issue.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Gregory. Once again, thank you for your willingness and openness to this discussion. I appreciate this. So I will call you back shortly. In the meanwhile, you can enjoy some fresh air.
Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, so nice talking to you. Miss Sarah, please take a seat. Thank you for being so patient once again.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Have you enjoyed the fresh air?
Yes,
Okay.
I enjoy it. Obviously, now I have become acclimatized with the environment.
Okay, you get
Since
acclimated.
morning
Or,
over here.
well,
Time
well,
and again coming, going on the bar.
well, being accustomed to some things takes time,
Obviously, it takes time.
and it is much lesser than what you are supposed to get accustomed in the course.
Certainly.
So it is much lesser than that, and that is actually the.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Miss Sarah. Once again, let me remind you, this whole discussion is absolutely confidential, and nothing here will be conveyed to your ally unless explicitly asked by you to convey. In our previous discussion, we have discussed few things, and I was not expecting you to lay down some offer, and you, with the generous heart, you have also highlighted some offer. It was a rough one, but it actually was an offer. You also mentioned that you want to continue relationship with Golden Pastries, and if somehow they stick to the declaration, that's what you want to say. And you also admired the fact that in coming 5 years, you are supposed to get a profit of 60,000 pounds. So, Ms. Sarah, I also assigned you a petty task, and you asked me that you will go call your boyfriend Jimmy and take her note as well. So, I am expecting that you will have done that, and you came up with some potential resolutions to this dispute, this tragic dispute.
Thank you very much. I have talked to my fiancée,
Okay.
and have given a fresh thought to wriggle out of this difficult situation, because you will appreciate my condition that I'm caught up on different fronts. Number one, to enthusiastically run the business, to keep up, rather enhance the image and reputation of my franchise, number one. Only then I will be able to make up my future estimation and plan, number one. My number two issue, which is more serious, is the repayment of bank loan.
Okay.
And my third personal life challenge is to arrange money for my marriage after 2 years, 2 or 2.5 years. So having considered all aspects, now I am making a bit less stringent offer, that I have reduced the period of adjustment of VAT into the accounts of golden pastries only for 3 years, during which time I have to marry. And because the amount of loss during first year is 60,000 pounds, so it is impossible that I may be able to meet the VAT demand during first year. During next 2 years it will come to, because the sale will be increasing by and by, so it will come to 20,000 per annum. Per annum. But during that time, I will have not only to marry, but to go out with my husband. Then I would say husband, for some nice destination abroad. So I will be needing more money. But after 3 years' time, initially I offered that they should stick to their terms and conditions of franchise pack, ensuring my profit 1.50 per pastry for 5 years, but now I am offering it only for 3 years.
Okay.
Only for 3 years.
All right.
And they should also consider my problems as well. I'm a young entrepreneur. I am planning this business for a longer time. As Gregory is with this company since its inception, I also seeing the response of customers for hot pastries. I also plan to continue with this company, Golden Pastries, for a longer time.
Okay.
So they should also value me as a potential customer for a long time, as I plan to buy a second franchise when I will be saving money from this program.
Okay.
So this is my second offer.
Okay, what I got to know from your statement is that you want to have the 1.5 profit on these golden pastries for 3 years, the margin of 1.5.
The profit, to ensure the profit, as the franchise pack which was signed discloses, that I will get profit on each pastry 1.5 pound.
The margin of profit, you
The
want to
margin of
extend
profit.
it to 3 years instead of 5 years.
I have brought it down from 5 years to 3 years.
3 years.
And after 3 years, okay, I will try to fight out, because then the margin of loss will be lower. Then I will be and I plan to put in more labor during these 3 years.
Okay.
So with the increase of business, I might be able to achieve break even after 3 years. So then I will be able to, though it will be then again hard for 2-3 years, but still to just save this relationship and to avert any incidents of my switching over to some other business, because I want to retain and continue in this business.
Okay. Ms. Sarah, would you please repeat the offer in a summarized manner, just in the bullet points for the record?
I that that
Please go on.
that that
Yeah.
franchise pack categorically ensure my 1.5 pound profit on each pastry.
Yeah, they did.
Even going by those figures, I will bear loss of 60,000 pounds during first year.
Okay.
Then for next 2 years of 20,000 pounds, and then thereafter profits would start.
Okay.
So these 3 years particularly are very crucial. But during my previous session, I sought respite or favor of adjustment of VAT amount by golden pastries for 3 years.
For 3
but
years.
now I am requesting it only for 3 years, only to continue, for me to continue this business.
Okay, so you want this VAT amount to be adjusted for the 3 years.
For 3 years.
In,
And thereafter I will bear it, no problem.
in the absence of which you were supposed to have the loss of 60,000. Okay. Have you calculated the exact amount that you will be able to enjoy and that will be spent on your marriage or whatever the plans you have, whatever the noble plans you have? Have you calculated the exact amount that you will get?
You know, we are passing through the times wherein prices are changing every time with
Alright.
minutes and with the days and minutes. Okay. Secondly, you know, after COVID-19, this is a new world order after
Yeah.
COVID-19. Prices and rampant inflation throughout Europe, and we plan to spend holidays in Spain, which has the prices which were available, say 3, 4, 5 years back, are now almost 5 times higher. So I can't calculate what would be the exact cost of my holidays with my husband after 2 or 2.5 years, but still I must save a fair amount of money to meet the expenses, travel expenses, hotel expenses, and everything.
Okay, I can see you are very practical and pragmatic in your approaches, and I must appreciate your vision. And once again, thank you for being so practical, willing, and open. I will call you back shortly if you please allow me for a few minutes. Thank you. Miss Sarah.
Yes, sure.
Let me just confirm. It is presumed, but let me just confirm. Is this offer live? Should I convey to you LI?
You can convey.
Okay,
You can
thank
convey.
you.
I'm giving, allowing you to convey my
Okay,
message.
thank you. Mr. Gregory, please have a seat.
Yes, thank you very much.
Please have a seat.
Thank you so much.
Once again, thank you for being so patient and waiting outside. How was your wait, by the way?
I think you are very good, and what's one thing I have appreciated your staff is very cooperative, and
Okay.
they give me a very good type of sweets.
Well, I will convey this feedback
I like
to them.
Sweet, yeah.
Okay.
So very good.
Okay, in our previous session we discussed few points. Let me just remind. Before that, let me just remind again that this whole session is absolutely confidential, and nothing here will be conveyed to your LI unless it is explicitly agreed upon. We have discussed few points. You just removed on the incomplete documentation, which has actually misled Miss Sarah, and there were some other reasons as well. As you are of the view that that was something to be presumed by Miss Sarah. You are of the view of that, and you also admit the fact that you want constructive business relationships with Miss Sarah, and you want to preserve these relationships. You also admit the fact that the profit, the amount of profit which was supposed to be generated by Ms. Sarah has actually been declined due to this value-added tax. Mr. Gregory, I have assigned you a task. I have asked you to go outside and think about some probable potential resolutions that are best for you, and that should also be great for your LI as well. So have you thought about that?
Yeah, I have discussed with my partners, directors. It was good that they have given me some offer that you should give the office and Sarah. Here are some constructive offers that I can propose. First one is we decided to give the financial support to Sarah to cover the value-added tax.
Can you please elaborate how much exactly?
Yes, we understand that the financial strain caused by the value-added tax oversight to support you. We offer the.
How much will support you actually want to extend to?
We will support we support her for next 6 months.
How much monthly?
I think £100 pounds per month we will support her.
Okay, and
and we will support her for we decided that we will support her for the 6 months.
okay, your support of £200 each month will be extended to Miss Sarah for the period of 6 months.
Yeah.
And when will it start? When this period will start?
Where we have decided this case and the agreement is done.
Okay.
So we will start. The agreement has to start.
Okay, from whose account these money be taken?
Yeah, it will be taken from the company account.
From the company?
Yeah, we always paid the payment from the company account.
Have you discussed with the account department? Would that be
Yeah.
possible for you to comply by it every month, each month for the period of 6 months? Have you?
That's why we have decided this thing, and I talked to them, and they told me that.
Yeah, please go ahead.
And they.
Yeah, please go ahead. So what you want to say that you have discussed with your business partners what I got to know from your statement, you are of the view, you are confident that your company will be able to pay £200 each month to Miss Sarah for the period of
Yes.
6 months. Have you thought about this value-added tax? Can you do something about that?
Yes.
Can you do something related to adjustment?
Let me explain that we have in last year our income was very good, and the company going in a very successful conditions. So that's why we have decided, and the company, and I already checked the company accounts that how much the money and how much we have.
So you are confident on that?
Yeah,
There will
I'm
be no
confident
issues.
on that, and I have already talked with the accounts department that how to pay this account department. Agree with on them that we are.
Okay, have you any offer regarding the value-added tax, or it is something to be something not to be touched at all?
Yeah, one offer we have to give you on value-added tax.
It's fine. Thank you. Thank you.